Week 16 of the 2021 NFL season. It's time to make some predictions. So these picks are going to be a little different than what we normally do. Because of all the games that are taking place tomorrow and Tuesday, this will be pretty much a two-part video. We're going to cover about 10 games of the teams that have already played this week. And we're going to pick those games. And then tomorrow and Wednesday will be the other 6 games that involve teams that play tonight or tomorrow. So just if you're wondering why all the games aren't picked, that's why. And also, I'm a little under the weather right now. So you're not gonna see my face during this because I look miserable right now. So and I'm all bundled up, so I don't want you to see that. You guys see that, so you're not gonna see my face. Other than that, here are the games for Week 16. The San Francisco 49ers and the Tennessee Titans. The Niners are 3.5-point favorites. Niners did what they needed to do against Atlanta. They took on a bad team and really delivered. They're now 8-6, looking good for a playoff spot here. They are the 6th seed right now. We got to give credit to Jimmy G. I know that I feel like that hasn't been talked about enough, but Jimmy G has actually been one of the better quarterbacks in the second half of the season. He has the 4th best QBR since week 8. He was 18 for 23 yesterday, 235 yards and a touchdown. So, now you could say that Atlanta has a terrible defense, but Jimmy G's been very consistent here for the last second half of the season. So, I'm still not saying I believe in him, but he's been playing great. Have to give him credit. Tennessee looked like they had it there against Pittsburgh, and then the turnovers, 4 turnovers in this game, 3 of them in the second half. Steelers scored 69 unanswered points. Ryan Tannehill, that's the 5th game this year. He has multiple turnovers. That's more he's had in his first 2 seasons with the Titans combined. 3 state possessions. They turned the ball over. That's the longest streak in a game since 2017. They're still looking good here for the top spot in the AFC. They could still get that if things fall their way. But, the Tennessee offensive line has been bad. Tannehill was sacked 4 times. Julio Jones isn't used at all. And there's a lot of injuries here, obviously. Jones with his hamstring injury. They're going to hopefully need to get A.J. Brown back for this game. I think that can help them a lot. I'm actually going to go with the Titans. Even though Tennessee didn't play well here in this game, for some reason, I'm still buying it. I'm still buying into Tennessee. I think they're going to turn it around here. And even if they lose this game, I could see this being a close game between these two. 2 teams fighting for a playoff spot. Tennessee's at home. I'll give Tennessee the edge here. And I think Tennessee can definitely at least cover the spread. Maybe it can be like a 2017, 17-14 kind of game. But I think they're going to get to Jimmy G a little bit here. I think Tannehill will turn it around. I feel like he's just too bad to be this. He's been too good so far with Tennessee to be this bad. I think he's going to break out here in this game. It's going to be an exciting, interesting game here on Thursday. But in the end, I'm rolling with the Titans. 3.5 points. I like Tennessee to cover. Give me the Titans plus 3.5. The Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are a point favorite. Indianapolis, a huge win on Saturday, or Thursday, whenever that game was. It was Saturday against New England. They're now the 5th seed. Jonathan Taylor is, I don't think he's the MVP right now, but he's making a strong case for it. Because I don't feel like there's an exciting choice right now. Like, it might be Brady. Like, Brady's probably the favorite, but is Brady really an exciting pick? And I love Brady, but it's like, we've done this before. Jonathan Taylor is a new running back. Young. He's been so exciting. He's been great to watch. He's helped carry Indianapolis here. He's definitely helped Indianapolis because Carson Wentz has been bad. He had a couple plays in this game. For the most part, he threw an interception. There were 2 other interceptions that were dropped. And thankfully for Indianapolis, they have a nice schedule coming up. They have Vegas and Jacksonville, 2 of the next 3 games. So they have a very good spot here to make the playoffs for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. But I think Jonathan Taylor's been awesome for them. And then you look at Arizona. That's one of the most inexplicable losses of the year. You could not have picked a time to play worse than they did against Detroit. You lose to the worst team in the NFL. You're now 3-4 in your last 7. What happened to this seemingly unbeatable Cardinals team? There's probably still going to make the playoffs, but just something. The first drive of this game, Detroit went down the field for 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Detroit! Jared Goff's Detroit Lions. How is that possible? Arizona's offense was never really able to get on the field. Bad performance here by Kyler Murray. But it's a tough one here. I'm going to give the edge to Arizona here at home, even though Arizona's struggled. I'm going to rely on Arizona. I think Kyler Murray's going to have a better game than Carson Wentz. And again, even though there's legit concern, this is another game. 2 straight games I would not really pick on. I don't feel really great about. But I think Arizona is going to turn it around here. They're going to be at home. They're going to have the advantage. And I think Kyler Murray's going to have a better game than Carson Wentz. I think Arizona's offense will do a little bit more. And, the one question you do have is their run defense because they allowed 4 yards per carry against Detroit. And here comes Jonathan Taylor. So that should be interesting. But I think in this game, I think Arizona's going to get the win. I think Arizona, the home field advantage, Kyler Murray, I think that'll be enough. Give me the Cardinals -1. The Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are 4.5-point favorites. All the credit in the world to Detroit for that win. That was special to pull that off against Arizona. Even though they are statistically the worst team in the league, they've played so many close games this year. You've been waiting for them to break through a little bit, and they've done that here as of late. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs next year, not with this construction, but I'm liking Detroit right now, but their season's still over. Atlanta's just had a rough season here. They got blown out by San Francisco. I'm going to go with the Falcons because I think the Falcons are a little bit better, but again, just boring game here. Give me the Falcons -4.5. Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites. Baltimore, man, that's so close. I am not a fan of the John Harbaugh going for 2. It's the second time he's tried it in 3 weeks. It's failed. Look, however, if he had made the 2-point conversion, we all would have said, what a great call by John Harbaugh. Gutsy. But since it didn't work, we all sit there and go, wow, it's a terrible, stupid decision. But even in the moment, I still don't like it. Just kick the extra point. But it ruined what was an excellent game for Tyler Huntley. 215 yards passing, 73 yards rushing. Tyler Huntley it was like Lamar Jr. out there. He looked so much like Lamar in terms of the way he plays the game. And then Mark Andrews, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. And unfortunately, because Green Bay was, because Tyler Huntley can't do that much, and it was Green Bay, Baltimore ends up losing by 1 in the stupid 2-point conversion there. And now we're looking at Baltimore here as they were a lock to make the playoffs a couple weeks ago. Now with Lamar's injuries and everything, they are not a lock. I'm still not ready to quit on Baltimore here yet, but right now they're out of first place here in the AFC North. They've been dominating for most of the year, but now if the regular season ends today, they wouldn't be in it. But I do think they're gonna put pictures on that because it is Baltimore again. As long as Lamar comes back, if Lamar comes back next Sunday, then I'm definitely feeling good about this. But we don't know if Lamar's gonna come back, so I'm gonna rely on Cincinnati here. And Cincinnati's playing well. That was a tough victory there against Denver, against that defense. But they were able to find moments where they were able to break through. The Joe Burrow touchdown to Tyler Boyd late in the third quarter, and the offense, which was great for most of the year, has sputtered here a little bit. Nothing really happening for the first. We know Cincinnati's good, but Cincinnati only finished with 250 yards of the game. So that is probably the biggest issue right now with Cincinnati is their offense. Can their offense get something going here? Since I don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be for Baltimore, and just that Cincinnati's at home, I'm going to roll with the Bengals here. I think we're going to see another big game here. I think we're going to see Burrow break out in this instance. If Lamar's playing, I might want to change my mind to the Ravens, but because we don't know, because of all those concerns, I'm going to roll with Cincinnati. Give me the Bengals -2.5. The Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. The Patriots are a 1.5 favorite. Buffalo, that was what we expected out of them. Beating Carolina. It took them way longer to get going here. It took them way longer than it needed to beat Carolina, but eventually they did. Josh Allen eventually got going here. Gabriel Davis had a nice game, 5 catches for 85 yards, 2 touchdowns, first multiple touchdown game of his career. So that was good to see there. Buffalo needed an offensive performance like this. It's been such a long time since the Bills have won 2 games in a row. So that's tough there. That's something you have to put into mind here. I know I was buying into New England last week, and I guess I still am, but man, that was such a bad performance against Indianapolis. It really was. They were down 17-0. The block punt, they looked so out of it for most of this game. And Indianapolis, I think, did a good job in this game. They were like, all right, we're going to let Mac Jones try to beat us. We're going to take away the running game. We're going to let Mac Jones beat us. And Mac Jones couldn't beat them. And Mac Jones had a fine season. But, he threw the red zone interception in the second quarter. He had an interception in the third quarter. Look, this isn't the end of the world for New England. But now New England no longer has control of the 1 seed. And they have a tough schedule coming up here. They're, they have Buffalo at home, so that actually should be nice. But then Jacksonville and Miami. So it could be 2-3. They're still in a position here to win the AFC East, but in terms of the number 1 seed, in terms of that bye, it's a little difficult here. I'm going to roll with Buffalo. I'm going to roll with Buffalo here in this game. Their offense playing a little bit better. Mac Jones is letting me consider. I know New England's at home, but in this instance, we'll have to see. Can Mac Jones turn it around here? Can Mac Jones fix it in this game? And I'm still on the Buffalo bandwagon. I took Buffalo at the beginning of the year to win the Super Bowl. Even though they haven't really lived up to that, still got to roll with them. Still got to ride with them. 1.5 underdog, but I like Buffalo here in this game. To the offense to get going and to beat New England. Give me the Bills +1.5. Jaguars, Jets. Jets 2-point favorites. Who cares? Jets. Buccaneers and Panthers. The Buccaneers are 11-point favorites. What the heck was that? Against New Orleans. I don't know what it is with the Buccaneers against the Saints in the regular season. They've lost 4 times now, and they've looked bad all 4 of those games. I mean, the first 2 times they got blown out last year. Then earlier this year, Jameis goes down and they still lose. And then today, Tom Brady gets shut out for the first time in God knows how long. 255 starts. And now, yeah, look, he lost Chris Godwin. He lost Mike Evans, and he did lose Leonard Fournette. But even though, I mean, we've seen Brady with terrible talent. I mean, how many times in New England Brady had terrible talent, and he had great coaching, and he had great play calling. But how many times have we seen Brady with terrible talent lead New England back in the day to wins? And in this one, I mean, he was sacked 4 times, turned the ball over twice. There were many chances to get a target to Gronk, and he wasn't able to do it. I mean, it's a 7-game streak alone of scoring at least 30 points at home. They just looked miserable on the offensive side, and now, now they have concerns about, can they get the number 1 spot, and can they get Godwin, Evans, and Fournette to deliver here? So that's something to be concerned about. But they are playing against Carolina. That's the best thing for Tampa, is that you're playing a not so good team. I mean, I don't know. It's sad. They got blown out by Buffalo. There's just a lot of problems here. They've won twice in the past 11 games. We're looking at a possibility where Sam Darnold might come back for the remainder of the year. It's just nothing is working out with Carolina right now. It's just a bad situation. So I'm going to roll with the Buccaneers. They're 11.5-point favorites. It's a huge margin. But is Tom Brady really going to come off one of the worst losses of his career? I'm not going to say the worst. I mean, there were times when Tom Brady's been blown out. But, like, to be non-competitive at all, to be shut out, I feel like that's going to unleash, epic Tom Brady. That's going to unleash, FU Tom Brady. And I think in this game, we're going to see that here from Tampa. 11.5-point favorites. I'm liking Tampa in this spot. Give me the Buccaneers minus 11.5 to bounce back against Carolina. Los Angeles Chargers and the Houston Texans. The Chargers are 10.5-point favorites. Brutal loss against Kansas City. They almost had it. They almost had it. I mean, they made it to the 5-yard line. They could have scored. Didn't really do it. They went on 4th down instead. They couldn't deliver. They let Kansas City score a touchdown late. They probably lost their opportunity of clinching the AFC West, but they're still looking good here so far this year, for the most part. But that was just such a tough loss against one of the better teams in the NFL, a team that's playing great in Kansas City. You had a chance to win that game and just could not get it done. Just mistakes there late, and letting Kansas City run all the way down the field late in overtime. There's nothing really good to say about the Texans. It's just that kind of year. I mean, I guess they beat Jacksonville, but who cares? You should beat Jacksonville, especially after the just horrid loss, or after the horrid weeks that Jacksonville had. Chargers should bounce back here in this game. 10.5-point favorites. It's a big number, but the Chargers are a team I feel like that is good enough to overcome that 10.5 point. I feel like we're going to see a good game from Herbert. We're going to see them take down Houston, even though they're on the road. Liking the Chargers here. Give me the Chargers minus 10.5. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 10.5-point favorites. Credit to Pittsburgh. They are fighting. This is a fighting team. The Hayden tackle was big, stopping him on 4th down. They got a bunch of big defensive plays, bunch of big defensive turnovers yesterday, and that was huge. I still don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but they've shown that they could still fight. So that was nice to see there for Pittsburgh. That they're not gonna go down without a fight. They're going to live on. They're going to survive. Kansas City, they're back, I think. Even though their defense, it's a return to the bad Kansas City defense. Even though they gave up 28 points to the Chargers, so I mean it is Justin Herbert though, so I'm not gonna freak out too much. But it was a game where there's Kansas City's bad defense. There they are again. When it mattered, when the opportunity was there, Kansas City delivered. And Kansas City's covered the spread a lot. I love this Kansas City team. A team that covers the spread. It's awesome to watch them right here. And Travis Kelce had just one of the best games of the week. So that was awesome to see. 10.5-point favorites here for Kansas City. I'm liking the Chiefs in the spot. Chiefs are at home. I mean, it would be amazing if Pittsburgh was able to win this and really show that, hey, we're still here. We're back. But against Kansas City, the way Kansas City is playing right now, the way their offense is going, and I think their defense is going to be able to silence Pittsburgh's offense, which is not as good. I think Kansas City bounces back here or continues their streak here in this game. I think they continue their great ride that they have right now. I mean, it's a 3-way tie right now, I feel, for the best team in the NFL. It's the Bucs, it's the Chiefs, it's the Packers. This is a big opportunity for Kansas City to show that we still got it. 10.5 points. I'm taking the Chiefs here in this game. Give me the Chiefs minus 10.5. The Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are 3-point favorites. I will say, both of these teams probably are out of it. I don't see either of these teams, contending here for the playoffs this year. But that was an interesting win for New Orleans to completely shut down Tampa Bay like that. That was awesome. I mean, the Saints were double-digit underdogs for the first time since Sean Payton came here in 2006, and to see them destroy Tampa Bay like that was pretty amazing. And then Miami, even though they're probably out of it, I mean, they could still win out. It was and they got to win over the Jets, which you need to do here. Taking the Saints, think the Saints are a little bit better here in this opportunity. Saints are at home, 3 points. Give me the Saints, -3. That's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below. I'll be back tomorrow breaking down a couple other games for Week 16. The games that are the two teams finish playing tonight. Take care and God bless.